You serious?
There's plenty of ways to kill an hour out there. Right now, you're killing one with Nick Bright.
And him, Marcus Bronzy.
That's right.
It's like the intro to the One Show. You know, they always introduce the other person.
Oh no.
Not that I'm a big One Show fan.
Oh no, we're not that kind of cheese, are we now, bro?
Yeah,
I like to be professional, but I don't want to be. I'm comfortable with being a little bit rough around the edges.
With straight Gorgonzola in it with that intro, bro. You have to just embrace it.
Hi guys. Hi. Speaking about listening back to ourselves, Nick, or being cheesy, I accidentally pressed the button on the podcast app for iPhone the other day, and I realized it makes us sound drunk if you play us at half speed.
Oh, really?
So I'm going to play a clip from episode 75, 8 minutes in at half speed. Tell me if we sound drunk or not, bruv.
Just come back from Miami.
Oh, that's twice speed.
You probably can from there's probably one English pub or Irish pub or whatever you can get. But
do you sound drunk?
I'm 100% sound smashed. I think it's like exacerbated by the fact you've chosen a clip where I'm talking about Irish pubs and English pubs in Brazil and Miami and shit. Yeah. Like, thanks for stitching me up there, bro.
No, I'm sorry about that, brother. Let's have a little bit more of you talking about Miami, actually. It's pretty good when drunk Nick. This is what Nick Bright's like if he's drunk. If you want to hear anyone drunk, get him on a podcast, play it back half speed. But this is Nick Bright talking about Miami.
Can't really get an English breakfast in Miami. Brazil, when I went to the Olympics, I went to Brazil 2 months ago for the Olympics.
You sound smashed.
Forget it.
Just play a bit of yourself, though. Stop trying it. Play a bit of yourself at half speed, and let's see if you sound drunk as well.
All right, I'm going to zoom through it.
Find what? Just look at there. You're sorted. Orange Lucozade, greasy spoon. Yeah. The hangover.
Oh, sorry. See you again, Nick.
I just chat too much. That's the problem.
We've not caught up about that. Like it was.
You
crazy.
sound drunk as well, bro.
Yeah,
Don't try it.
Yeah, it's not just you. It's everyone sounds hammered, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's so mad.
That is crazy.
Should we do 1.5 times speed then again? Because that was interesting. One sec.
When I was in Miami, because I felt a little bit like there's a lot to do here. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to just at the end of the day, it's a 9-hour flight. Yeah.
Rah. What? I'm trying to not diss you, Nick. What?
She stayed in that hotel and was just.
Now you know what, Nick? You're just doing a lot of talking in bits. I'm selecting. I swear, bruv. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm just chatting too much.
So I was leaving, like I said, I'm in America. It'd be nice for me to sit down.
That's how girls sound when they talk on the phone, innit? Also. Yeah. If you want to hear someone sounding drunk, do that. Anyway, yeah. So Nick, do you know, Nick, that we have a way that people can get in contact with us on the show and ask us questions?
Do we, Marcus?
Yeah.
No, I'm drunk now, man. That's what it is. I've been drinking all day, bruv. You know what I mean? I've been on the Tenants. Been on the special brew.
Super Tenant. That is super.
Been on the White Lightning.
That is the hard stuff. So yeah, Nick, do you know that we have a way for people to give us a shout though? Or not? Were you aware of this? If you weren't, it's cool.
I'm not aware of it.
It's not something we've actively spoken about, but we've actually got a question from a listener that they want us to answer. You touched on it briefly on a VR episode. I'll let you choose, Nick. Should we talk about it at the end of the show, or should we talk about it now? Should we bring this back in the show early on? I'll leave it up to you, mate. You take the wheel. You decide.
I reckon we should talk about what we're going to talk about first, and then address it later on. You know, we don't want to be like puppets to the people. You know.
Wow. Why is that how you are? You're like, you know what? Man does his BBC public service stuff. It's me now. Me time.
No. What it is it's called share driving, Marcus. You know, it's making people listen to the whole episode to hear their questions and potentially hear their name read out at the end of an episode, or they could just skip to the end. But you know, I'm not advocating doing that because you'll miss so much gold.
Yes, don't be pressing that forward 15 or swiping through the episode. So coming up later on, we've got questions from you. Sorry.
Yeah, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that swiping, you ass swipes.
Yeah, ass swipes. So right, how you been killing some time recently, Nick? I know how you've been killing some time actually. I know you're going to answer. You've been getting into a new sport.
I have been getting into a new sport. I think I may have spoke about this briefly on a previous episode. Can't really remember which one, but yeah, I've started following the NFL, and I'm like I'm just throwing myself in head first in the deep end with sharks. Like I'm not even trying to paddle or learn how to do breaststroke. Man's just like going straight in because last year I watched the Super Bowl, right? And I've watched the Super Bowl for 2 years in a row now because like it seems to be the only time when American football's on that people in the UK really talk about it. Outside of the Super Bowl, like the UK, we don't really talk about NFL. We're talking about it a bit more this year because they're showing it on the BBC. There's NFL being shown on the BBC, but beyond that, it's like it's massive in America. It's like the number one sport by miles in America, but over here we don't have a franchise for obvious reasons, and it's like it's not a mainstream sport. But I watched the Super Bowl last year, really enjoyed it because I actually bothered to Google the rules because it is mad confusing, right? And I've got a mate that works at NFL UK, so he knows it inside out. Right. I went to uni with him, and he said to me, like, there's some things that just it will take you a long time to understand what's going on, but if you understand the basics, like, you can really enjoy it. So because I watched that Super Bowl, I said to myself, right, next season I'm going to pick a team. I'm going to support that team. It's not a glory hunting thing. I'm just going to pick a team, and that's going to be my team for life. So I put it out there on Twitter, actually, man.
Good way to go. Yeah.
To see if they could help me. I said I didn't want to support the New England Patriots because they win all the time, and people have said to me they're like the Man United of the NFL.
Okay.
So I was.
So like, is it Man United? Like, is it like something like 90% of their supporters aren't even from England, let alone Manchester? Is it something ridiculous like that? Yeah,
probably. Like it's crazy. Like most of the Man United fans that I know and speak to are definitely not Manx. They live in London, man. So it's ridiculous. But I basically, to cut a long story short, man, I ended up picking the New York Giants because people were like, "Oh, why have you picked the Giants?" Blah blah. Because New York is like London. You know what I mean? It's the closest, or one of the closest places to London on a transatlantic flight, and you know, I feel like I'm more likely to go to New York than anywhere else in America, so I might be able to catch a game live. And it just so happens that the New York Giants are playing in London next weekend. On Sunday, they're playing the LA Rams, so I'm going to that game, Twickenham.
Nice. So, are you excited? Is this your first sort of experience with your team?
It's the first experience. It's the first NFL game that I'm going to for the team that I support. I have been to one previous American football game. I went to Wembley. It was either 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I saw the Minnesota Vikings beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a good game though. Tiny Temper performed at halftime as well. That's a good thing about NFL.
That's a sort of man. You get more bang for your buck. I feel. I mean, I don't know how much the tickets cost, but you get stuff like halftime performance.
But you know what though, Bronzy man, part of the problem is like, you know what English football fans are like. Yeah, NFL fans, they're not like that. They're like mad friendly. Like, you know how Americans are just friendly anyway. We spoke about this on a previous episode as well. Like, Americans are really helpful and friendly and blah blah blah. Like, can you imagine? Yeah, like an artist singing at halftime at a British football match, then all of a sudden it's just like, if it's a girl, it's like, do you take it up the arse, like all of that shit, man. Like us, like we're just not we're not the guys to like get on board with you know, like how the Super Bowl halftime show is like, it's like a moment, you know, and all the fans get behind it and they embrace it and they're like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like us Brits, man, we are misery gutses. Like if it was like half time, because I tried doing it at the FA Cup final. They're like, oh, at half time we're going to have a performance from XYZ or whatever, and then us Brits are just like, oh fucking hell, that's going to take up some time, innit? Fucking, that's going to disrupt me from getting my pint and pie at half time. Fucking hell. Like, we just hate it.
Mad. What were there chants though? Were there chants and stuff like that to go back to the chants and stuff? Has your team got a chant that you need to learn?
What, the Giants?
Yeah.
I don't actually know. Like, it's weird. It's weird because, like, you know how like over in the UK, it's like chants are big. I'm an Arsenal fan, and we got so many chants. But at NFL, I'm yet to hear whilst watching a game. I'm yet to hear like songs for any of the players and stuff like that. Like, I think it might that I don't quote me on this 100%, especially if there's any New York Giants fans listening. Tweet me at Nick Bright DJ to put me straight. But like, as far as I know, like, I don't think there's any chance. I think people just cheer and boo and like when stuff's happening in the game. Do you know what I mean?
That's sick. And also, I don't know if this happened when you were at the game that you were last at. Is there American cuisine? Because I know that's a big part of the game as well, right? Getting some good ass food when you're there.
Well, I hate to sound like a massive twat now, a massive prick, but when I went to the game in Wembley, I was in hospitality, so and when I go to the game next weekend, I'm in hospitality again. So, I don't actually know if there's like hot dogs and stuff like. You're
too busy eating shrimp and lobster. Like, good game. I should buy him.
Marcus, I'm a man of the people, man. I might venture out and have a look.
with your disinfectant gel to hand in case anyone wants to shake your hand.
No. More like a bodyguard.
Oh wow, Nick Bright.
I'm joking.
You have changed.
I said, I'm lucky, man. One of my friends works at NFL UK, and he's looked after me. Like,
wicked. Well,
what, enough about me anyway. What have you been doing to kill some time, Marcus?
Do you know what, Nick? I will answer that in just a few seconds. Can I ask you one more question about the NFL?
Go on.
Because this is a podcast about telling people how to kill time, telling you how to kill some time, or showing you how. What's the top tip you got for someone if they want to learn a new sport? What would you say the best tip is to learn and get your head around all the rules and shit?
You gotta just like embrace it fully. I feel like you can't be like a part-timer. Because last year, like when I watched the Super Bowl, before I watched the Super Bowl, I should say, because I did watch the Super Bowl like 2 years ago as well. And I was a part-timer between last year's Super Bowl and the one before. I was a part-timer. Like, so when the next Super Bowl came around, I still didn't understand. I was like, don't really know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Like, especially if it's quite a complicated sport like NFL. Like, it is quite complicated because it's all about gaining a certain amount of distance, yardage, within a certain amount of tackles. If you get tackled 4 times, you then have to kick the ball, basically. And a lot of people don't understand what's going on. Why did they have to gain that? Why did they have to kick the ball? Why is there two? There's 2 teams per team. There's a defense team and an offense team. So, like, when you're attacking, obviously your offense team comes on, and the quarterback's there trying to throw to your wide receivers, and then like, when you're defending, the defense team come on, and they're just like the guys that are just trying to block. Like, they're basically, the best way for me to describe it is the defense team are the big guys. When like you watch NFL and there's like these massive guys, they're normally in the defense team.
Right, the guys that have had 1 million concussions.
Exactly, yeah, because their job is basically just to like smash into people to stop them from getting past.
Right.
But also in the defense team, there does have to be some marga guys like me, because there has to be some quick guys just in case the team attacking get past the big guys. The smaller guys need to be able to try and catch them to stop them.
Okay.
So like, but yeah, my advice is just flipping do it, man. Like, do it and embrace it. But also a tip would be, don't glory hunt. Like, don't just pick the best team. It's hard to pick the best team in NFL anyway because of how it works. Basically, if you come last in the NFL, the next season you get first pick of the draft.
Great idea. I love that.
Yeah, the draft is where you get the players. So it's, how like in British football, it's like if you've got the most money, you just buy the best players because you've got the most fucking money. Like in NFL, it's like if you come last next year, you get the first dibs of the players coming through college.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, so like it's quite exciting for that reason, and it's good because everybody gets to taste success one way or another. There are teams, like I've already mentioned, like the New England Patriots, who have always been up there for like a little while, but like, like pretty much every team out there has got through to the playoffs or to the Super Bowl at some point, some more so than others, but it's exciting for that reason. But don't glory hunt. Yeah, that's back to my point. Don't glory hunt because it's nice to face some trials and tribulations. It's nice to face some kind of like jeopardy. Like, for example, the New York Giants, they won their first 2 games, so they were 2-0, and then they lost their next 3 games, and then they won last night. So now they've won 3, lost 3. So this game in London coming up on Saturday is going to be a big game.
So you picked a good team. You've got the ups and the downs, and no one can say Nick Bright, glory hunter.
No, exactly. That's what you want. Because if I was a glory hunter, I'd have picked like the Dallas Cowboys, or because the Dallas Cowboys have won 5, lost 1, or the Minnesota Vikings, they've won 5, lost none. Like, you know what I mean? And the thing is, you can research all of that stuff. You can look because of the draft and how it works, you can look to see who the team is that's expected to get through to the Super Bowl or whatever. But I just didn't do that. I just went, like, I didn't research any of the kind of stats. I just went with like the team that picked me. If you want to be super cheesy, I didn't pick the team. The team picked me, bro.
It was written in the stars.
Yeah, exactly. In the words of Tiny Temper.
You get me. Vomit on his sweater, mum spaghetti. I don't know why I'm just drawing for all these inspirational tunes. You got to lose yourself in the sport. You get me?
Exactly.
All right, cheers, Nick. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I mean, it's a refreshing way to kill some time. I know we lean into tech and gadgets, but you know what? There's different ways of killing time out there. Do you know?
Yeah. But like, again, I think because I'm pretending to be this big hardcore NFL fan these days. I've mentioned this in the past to you as well. NFL is embracing tech, man. You can watch NFL games through a VR headset.
Sick.
There's a company that does it as well. So I mean, we should in future, man. We should see if we can do some shit with them, because that'd be sick.
Hell to the yes. Let's do that, man.
I'd love to pretend to be Odell Beckham. Just running down and scoring a 61-yard touchdown.
I don't even know what that means, but that sounds great. A 61-yard touchdown. That sounds amazing. Is it better than a 60-yard touchdown?
Yeah, by 1 yard. Yeah, you got it.
Sick. All right, there you go. See, I'm learning. It's easy. So I've been killing some time this week. I don't want to be a moany arsehole, Nick, but I had a cold a couple of weeks ago.
I love it. Can I just say before you continue, like whenever you disclaimer anything, like something like that, I don't want to be a moany arsehole, but I'm about to be. So yeah, I know you had a cold.
Or where someone goes to you, I don't want to be funny, but they're going to say something which means that they're being
it's
funny.
It's a bit like, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm about to be rude.
Yeah. I don't mean to be rude, but you're a cunt. Can you imagine someone said that? Oh, cool. So yeah, I had a cold, it was like a mad throat problem. Like, it was a virus, really. It didn't go away. I didn't take anything for it. I was hard. I just took vitamin C, oranges, and I got over it. I was like, yes, done. Maybe because I've not taken antibiotics this time, blah, blah, because I've had my tonsils out in the past, yeah. In fact, Nick, I did a little bit of work at One Extra, yeah.
Back in the day.
2 weeks before my pilot I had my tonsils out. So when I did my pilot, like I was on mad painkillers, high as a kite, bruv.
For real?
For real, high as a kite. I think it helped to bring good energy, because I was just like so carefree. Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah.
It's me, Michael Sprungly.
Yeah, it's me, so I get a sore throat easy, yeah, but usually I'm on the antibiotics, but I thought, let me fight this bitch, and I thought, yeah, maybe it'll be one of those wonder stories where I'll be going to Nick Bright, mate, I didn't take anything, fought it off, and I've never had a cold ever again. 2 days after getting over this little, like, not of this big virus thing, I got a proper stinking cold, yeah, and that mashed me up last week for a little while too, but I turned the frown upside down, Nick. I cleared my diary for the week, because I had to, because I was so wiped out. And I killed some fucking time doing some binge watching, mate.
Okay.
So I went old school, then I went new school. Yeah, new school's coming up. Now, new school was sick, but old school really made me think about how much the world has changed in the last 15 years. I watched a show called 24, yeah? Which has got new flavors coming out now, but I watched the first ever season made in 2001, Nick. Yeah?
24, yeah, this is...
Yeah, 24, show about a hero called Jack Bauer. He works for the government, and each episode of the show is an hour of real time. So when you watch a season, 24 episodes, it's a day. That's what you watch.
24 hours. I know the guy, because everybody's like, who would win in a fight? Jack Bauer, James Bond, or Jason Bourne? Because they all start with JB, innit?
Yeah. James Bond. But because James Bond's James Bond, man.
You just going for James Bond just like that? Wow, I'm saying Jason Bourne.
Nah, man, nah. Bond kills people like Jason Bourne in every film.
Yeah, but Jason Bourne, he like disappeared for like the 4th film and then came back out of nowhere for the 5th one. Come on, bruv. You think he's dead and then he's not. He just comes back.
Yeah, James Bond doesn't do no disappearing because you know what? He's James Bond. He just changes his face every few films.
Yeah, exactly. He's like Doctor Who, bruv.
Like a boss. Yeah, that's what he does. So yeah, I watched the first season, and do you know what? All I was thinking through the first season was this is a really good watch. But if he had a smart, like an Apple, like if he had an iPhone 5 back in 2001, it would just be called One. The show would be called One because everything would be sorted in 1 hour, bruv. They're like, send through the GPS coordinates to my car. And they were like using mad, like dead, like landline sounding friggin' mobile phones. Everyone's mobile phones.
What makes me laugh is like, like how Teslas now you can do autopilot, or it can like park itself in a garage and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you remember like the James Bond? I think it was like Tomorrow Never Dies, and it's like when it was Pierce Brosnan and he like was controlling the car with like his phone, and it's like now like regular people can actually do that shit.
Standard, yeah. I mean, there was a point in 24 actually, where one of the guys calls in for a big bit of like resource, like it took him like 5 or 6 minutes to call this resource in and a few minutes to lock onto it. It was fucking Google Maps of a certain area, bruv. It was like, we need to get the satellite over it. Let's get the coordinates. And it was like, bruv.
It's so funny.
I was like, oh my gosh, like it was crazy. So I watched the first season.
It's like just to like add to your point, it is proper noticeable because even like the first season of 24, we say 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
So like I watched Entourage and I was mad late on to Entourage. Like I didn't watch it when it was on TV. I just binge watched it all. Yeah. And like the first season of Entourage and that is like they're using Blackberries and shit like that. It's just like, wow, BDM. What the fuck is that?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, technology moves super fast, man. It's super scary.
So if you're making a show now, you're just better off. You don't really show too much of the phone technology, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Just have them swiping a phone. Do you know what I mean?
It's true though, because it dates your shit mad like quick.
It does. Just have everyone sending each other calls and messages, but you don't see the proper interface that they're using. Do you know what I mean? Or just have resources that are so crazy. Everyone just needs to start getting teleported in new seasons, or have superpowers, because then you start forgetting about stuff like that. Which brings me on to
I knew what you were doing there. I knew what you were doing there. Come on, is it LC?
Oh my! I'm only halfway through, Nick. Don't kill it for me, and I won't kill it for you,
I'm
listener.
only halfway through as well.
How do we discuss where? All right. How do you discuss where you're at without fucking? I can't.
Have you seen the mad thing that happens in Harlem's Paradise yet?
No, I've seen the mad thing that happens with his rent lady.
With his
landlord, rent lady. Landlord, should we say landlady?
I think you might be a little bit behind me then.
Yeah, I'm a little bit past that, but let's not further digress because it will kill it. But can I just say, Nick, fuck me, this year has been a bad year for losing celebrities. But can I just say, Netflix have fucking
killing it,
smashed in terms of output. I'm gonna say, hand on heart, out of every service provider I know for TV, killed it this year, man.
Yeah.
They have shut shit down.
Bruv, it's the future. Like, and I know it sounds like, actually, no, it's the present. But like, what I mean is like, all the best things are being commissioned for Netflix.
Yes.
Like, tell me something that's better than any of the stuff we've been watching on Netflix that's been commissioned on terrestrial TV. Nothing. Like House of Cards, Luke Cage, Daredevil, The Get Down. What else is there? There's Narcos. Like
there's loads.
All of these things. Like, and they're just the ones I've told. There's way more as well. Like,
there's loads. Like, Nick, I didn't realize now because I've not been on Netflix for a while. I've been like leaning on a bit of this and that, Sky and that sort of stuff, and like it was only when I went back on Netflix for Luke Cage and that, I saw that Netflix has its own section for originals.
Yeah,
and it's massive. There's everything from anime, kids stuff, like Marvel stuff, documentaries, and I think I touched on it with you, Nick, or I touched on it with Funk Butcher a little while ago, and this is definitely what's happened. Yeah, what they've done is they've checked out the data. What are people watching? Why are they watching it? How long are they watching it for? They have that data to hand, and they're just responding. Bam, bam. What, you like Jessica Jones? Yeah. Bam. You like Daredevil? Bam. What did you like out of Daredevil? What episodes got the most views? Oh, the ones with Luke Cage in Jessica Jones got the most views or got the most hype, trended on Twitter the most, whatever. Right, we're gonna make that into the next season. They've got mad data, and this is the first time I've seen TV that I feel like, I don't know, man, like there's just so much TV out there that's really, really good on Netflix. And like Luke Cage, man, I was a little bit like, I'm a fan of Power Man because I already know that's the character. Power Man's Luke Cage. I know that he banged Jessica Jones, or they were together, or I think they're husband and wife in whatever Marvel universe. But I was not prepared for how good the show was going to be in terms of the casting, the music. I mean, what do you think about the music, bruv? Because
really good, really, really good, man. And I think we can say this without it being a spoiler or anything, because I think it's been documented. I think it's been documented enough, but Jidenna is featured in Luke Cage, and he performs "Long Live the Chief."
When you type in Jidenna, on Google, the first thing that comes up is Luke Cage. Believe it. That's how good and like you've got. Do you know what, Nick? I've been listening to the soundtrack on Spotify. Spotify's got the playlist. Yeah. I've just been listening to the tunes from it. The tunes are good, man. It's kind of like got a big Wu-Tang feel to it. Yeah. Classic. There's like instruments in it. And like you said, there's loads of PAs.
Well, there's this UK rapper as well. Like, I don't know if people want to check him out, but he's a guy called Genesis Elijah. He's been around for a while. Yeah. Good guy, really good guy. And he started doing this thing on social media where he took the theme music for Luke Cage. He took the theme music and done a freestyle over the theme music, and like he's kind of trying to turn it into like a Luke Cage challenge. So it's like any other rappers out there can spit over the theme music and like send it back to him and stuff like that. So if there's any rappers who want to take part in that, hashtag Luke Cage challenge and just spit over the theme music.
Crazy. I want to have a go. I was listening to the theme tunes and it's got loads of instrumentals, and I was thinking someone needs to just make a mixtape and call it the Luke Cage mixtape for all the instrumental stuff that they've got, because they've got like they've got things that are without me spoiling, they've got themes that are like, if me and Nick were in it and we had a fight, they've got tunes that are like Marcus and Nick fight music, and it's like this whole epic sort of story. Do you know what? I want to hear Ghostface rapping over this stuff, man. He's a storytelling rapper. That'd be good. But Luke Cage, amazing. I'm only halfway through it. There's a character called Stokes in it, Cottonmouth, and all I'm saying is he would make a sick Joker. His laugh, the way he just and carries on with the strip, he'd make a sick Joker.
It's so fun. The weird thing about that though for me is like Cottonmouth. He's played by the same guy who plays a character called Remy Denton in House of Cards. So like I know him as like this guy out of House of Cards, and now he's like this kind of evil villain guy in Luke Cage. And like when an actor in your mind is so synonymous with a certain role, and then all of a sudden they do something else, and you're like, what? Like it feels weird. Like for me, it feels weird seeing him play someone else.
So it's proof that he's a really good thespian as well. I mean, what's he like in House of Cards? I'm not a House of Cards fan, so I don't watch it.
You need to check it out, man. It's so good. But in House of Cards, he plays like an advisor. He's a bit of like a crooked advisor. So he takes like bribes and money under the table to kind of find out information and basically like not rig stuff, but like give like someone the upper hand by finding out information, right, stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
And he's an influencer in the Senate. Basically, he's like influencing loads of the like politicians that are in the Senate. Because that's how it works in America. It's a bit different over here, but it's like the Senate and the House, right? That's House of Representatives. I don't fully understand the American. The American political system, but it's something like that.
Well, it's safe to say it's a bit fucked at the moment, Nick. That's all I know. Something fucked up's going on over there. A little bit broken. Needs more than an MOT. It might need burning down and rebuilding.
It needs heart surgery, bruv. Open heart surgery
and brain surgery, mate.
Do you know what? Like, I was saying this to my girlfriend's mum the other day. I think that Donald Trump, like, I think he's doing this all for bants. I think it's an elaborate prank on everyone. Like, how can this guy be realistic? The stuff that he says, the things that he's doing. Like, I honestly feel like he's making a viral video for all of us lot to piss ourselves at when he goes, psych.
And then everyone took it seriously. It's like, oh shit, no, everyone's taking me seriously. I need to keep going. And now that he's doing that, everyone's doing it. In X Factor this year, what the fuck is Simon Cowell doing with Honey G? Yeah, he must be having a laugh as well. Is he just saying, I want to see how far I can take shit and still get gazillions of viewers voting? Or maybe it's a trick so everyone votes in, so doesn't vote her in, and the phone lines go crazy.
I think with X Factor, they've realised that the integrity of the show and how much people care about the show is dying. So they're just going, what can we do to kind of be more viral? What can we do to, like, so people talk about us more on social media? And like people like that, Honey G, and who are those other dickheads, the two guys who had a row about chicken?
I don't know, mate. You know what? I've stopped watching. I've got to be honest.
Like, I literally haven't watched one episode. The only reason I know is because people talking about it on the internet.
Yeah, I just know Honey G, and I was like, because she says she's from North Wheezy, which is where I originate from, and I was like, something I know must know her, but no one seems to come forward for some weird reason.
Well, it's because she's not real. Apparently, what I've read is she's a made up. She's like a well-off middle class like person. And she's just made up this character. She's obviously not a real rapper, because if she was, she's fucking shit. But she's made up like this persona to just like be funny and get on the telly. And it's obviously working out for her. Because the thing that makes me laugh about this is, like, if anyone thinks she's actually a real rapper, they must be smoking fucking brown, because she is horrendous. She can't even flow, which is like the first thing you need to be a rapper.
Yeah, you kind of need to rap to be a little bit to be a rapper now.
It's just terrible, a little bit.
Yeah, she's proper poo. Anyway, so killing time this week. A lot of TV watching, man. A lot of TV watching. Also had a little go on a game, which is the pineapple pen game, where you just have to.
Okay.
It's a free game where you press a button and a pen goes into a pineapple or an apple and a pineapple. And I spent about 5 minutes on that game, and I'm not ashamed to say I fucking enjoyed it. Yeah, and I like that song.
It sounds terrible.
It's terrible, but I love it. Yeah, just like the song. Yeah, pen, pineapple, apple, pen. That should be that's like the next. If someone tried to make the next Gangnam Style. Anyway, apart from that, I tried out something called the Braggy. Now, Nick, you haven't tried this, but this is something that you've experienced, and you'll be able to bring your stuff to the table with. So the Braggy is it claims it's the world's first hearable. So it is a set of Bluetooth headphones. Yeah.
Okay.
Very important nowadays because of the obvious situation with Apple getting rid of the 3.5mm jack on the phone, which means you can't charge and listen to tunes at the same time, or charge and make a phone call at the same time. So everyone's kind of succumbed to the fact that we're going to have to be using Bluetooth wearables or headphones. Yeah. Now they've been out for a while, is in Bluetooth headphones, but these are ones that you wear in your ear. They're like two little buds. They're buds basically. So the Braggies, they're amazing. I just want to say the unboxing experience for these was crazy. Like, I will talk about the products in a sec. Can I just say, sometimes unboxing something is almost as fun as having it and using it, you know. Unboxing these was an event, Nick. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I felt like it was an event. Yeah. Shout out to Braggy. They sent us a box, opened that, the transfer box, looked at this black box that this was in, and it was like a book. Yeah. You slide it open, and every page you open gets you closer to the headphones. And it like tells you a little fact about it. And it was like made out of this really sturdy sort of cardboard. And I was like, fuck it, these are quality. I could feel the quality coming through. And I finally got to the headphones, and the whole thing with Bluetooth is with these new in-ear buds that everyone's getting is they have to combat problems before they arise, because plugging in a pair of headphones is easy. Making them wireless and clever, that's where there's a lot of problems that can come up, and the Braggies have tried their best. They do so much, so I'm just gonna have to go through all the stuff they do in mad order. So you place them in your ears, yeah? There's 2 buds, you put them in your ears. They come with like 4 different types of sleeves which fit every type of ear. I had the smallest ones, which means I've got tiny ears. And you pop them in your ears and they're good to go. They connect through Bluetooth on your phone, which we'll talk about in a sec. And they are headphones, yeah? Not only that, they're waterproof, right?
What, like fully?
Waterproof, yeah? I wore these in the shower listening to... I didn't go for a swim, but they say you can. I wore these in the shower, bruv, listening to tunes. Do you know how weird that was?
Yeah. Don't they fall out though? Like how do they, because like if you're like rubbing the side of your head, don't they just fall out your ear?
They stuck in my... They've not fallen out my ears once. And they recommend you try out all the sizes of the ear. They come out with these like different size covers for you to put them in your ears. But I tried extra small and small. And small was cool, bit tight on my ear, so I used extra small. And once you put them in, they don't go anywhere. But I was a little bit scared about that one falling out and like falling, underneath the train, or like I'm crossing the road and one falls underneath a car or something like that. So I got the leash, which is this little thing that connects to the back of your top, which you can attach to both headphones. So it kind of, they look a bit wide, and I know people are like, oh, what's the point of being wireless? But I'm just like, it stops you from losing.
No, because it's not wired. It's still wireless, isn't it? But it's just, I assume this leash, you just clip it to like the like neckline of your t-shirt or something.
Yeah, like the back, like the label is what I was doing, or like the little hook in my hoodie. But these things are packed full of technology, Nick. It's mad. It's like they're waterproof, like I said. They come with this thing called audio transparency, where they have microphones on each of them on the outside, and because they fit in your ear so well, they dampen out any outside sound. So you could be talking to me in the room with me and I wouldn't hear you very well. If you switch audio transparency on, these microphones in real time transmit what they're picking up, so you can hear what people are saying while tunes are playing on it as well.
Nah, that's sick. That's good.
Sick. Works
so
really
you don't,
well
so you don't have to take them out, because that's long. Sometimes like when you're sitting there listening to tunes and then someone tries to talk to you and shit, and you have to take them out and like, or stop the music or whatever. You can just flicker. Is it as easy as flicking a switch and then like you can hear what people are saying?
The gesture system on it is a touch sensitive gesture system. So you swipe forward on either the left or the right headphone, or you tap the headphone to get different responses. So the right headphone controls, I hope I get this right. Right headphone controls the music playing. It controls answering calls, I think, and cutting off calls. The left headphone has a fitness tracker in it, which can also get your fit. I'll get onto the fitness stuff, but yes. So basically, there's gestures. You swipe forward, swipe back, or tap, or hold, and that's how you control it. And it works through gloves. It works with for everything, but it's not the same sort of touch screen technology as iPhones, where it has to be a finger. Anything that touches it pretty much can make an adjustment. So if you've got a hoodie on, yes, it can knock it, but you've got like a lock feature where you can stop accidentally.
They sound sick, bro. Sick. They sound amazing.
Yeah, and then it's got like the fitness tracker in one side as well, which registers your heartbeat. You can work out to it as well, and it can really like sort of it can give you feedback on how your workout is. For those that are into like checking that their heart rate's high enough, or they've done a certain distance and that sort of stuff, it works for that, which I think is, bro, that's pretty cool, man. It's got like something like 150 sensors or something like that, they say.
I got a question though.
Sorry, 27 sensors, not 150. 150 micro components, 27 sensors. But yeah, you were saying?
I got a question, right? Because with wireless headphones, because I've got a pair of wireless Beat Studios that I use with my iPhone 7, which, as you'll know, you've got the option of using them wirelessly, or you can plug them in.
Yes.
And it's not to my iPhone 7, obviously, because there'll be nowhere to plug them into, but you get what I mean. Plug them into my laptop or whatever it is I'm listening to something on. But the question I've got is, with the Beats, if I get a phone call, and I don't have the wire plugged into them, I'm like, how can anyone hear me if I'm using the headphones as a hands-free? I don't know if you can or not. I haven't looked into it. So my question is, you mentioned that you can answer calls and hang up calls on these particular headphones, but how can people hear you? Where's the microphone?
Right. So, 2 parts of the phone call answering. Just so you know, because these actually have motion trackers in them as well, which work out, you know, your calories that you burn, your distance and your step count and stuff like that, or pull lengths. Because they've got that technology in them, you can actually nod your head to answer a call or shake your head to cut a call off if it's coming in.
Okay.
So you don't have to take your hands out of your pocket. But to answer your question, they've got this stuff called jawbone technology, where the headset picks up vibrations.
Bone induction. It's bone induction, right?
Yeah, they call it the jawbone tech. Sorry, I'm sounding all like a braggy rep. But yeah, the bone induction, which is like you just said, Nick, inducts sound from your jaw. Now, right. I'm going to be honest with you. If there's one part of this that needs a bit of improvement, it's that technology in it. It's okay. I mean, it worked, but the sound quality wasn't amazing always.
Right. Okay.
And whilst I'm talking about stuff that can be improved in it, the Bluetooth connection, if you've got it in your pocket, that's on your chest pocket, on your right hand chest pocket, that's fine. If it's in your normal pocket on the right hand side, because it's the right headphone that I think initiates the main Bluetooth connection. If it's in your pocket, it can break up a little bit because Bluetooth is affected by body parts being in the way. So the Bluetooth could do with being a little bit stronger on it. How's that for you?
The Beats ones are just, they're spot on, bruv. Like, if I've got it in my pocket, like, I don't get any dropouts whatsoever. You know, like, I can, for example, I was in a coffee shop, and I was watching something on the BBC iPlayer, using the wireless headphones, and like I had my phone, which I was watching it on. I had it on I've got one of those little, like, you know, those little like foldable stand things that you can put your phone in. I've got like one of those, and like the phone was on the table, and I was sitting back on a chair. So like, not miles away, but you know, like relatively, like it's further than you could be if they were wired. And again, no dropouts, completely fine.
I think with these, it's the size, Nick. I think it's the size, you know, because they're so tiny. They're literally like imagine like your thumbs. Look at your thumbs. They're no bigger than the tips of your thumbs, right, man, because you pop them in. So maybe size, and like with the Beats, they've probably got a much bigger.
I think a better analogy would be are they breast nipple sized?
They're nipple sized, yeah. Big nipple, like a big nipple, like a nipple,
okay. So like a bullet nipple.
Like a not like an AK-47 bullet, not like a long, like a
handgun.
A revolver, yeah. Not like a little pesky, not the one that they put next to the shin, not the secondary gun. You know when you got like a revolver, a main revolver, one that someone needs a proper gun holster for. That sturdy nipple, a nipple that when it comes out, you know what time it is.
Right, like when it but like when it's cold outside.
One that would be a joy to view through a t-shirt.
Okay.
Of a braless individual, that is a good nipple size.
Okay.
Yeah, not too big, but not too small. Perfect.
Right. Okay. So kind of like if it's Goldilocks and the Three Bears kind of vibe, it's like just right.
Just right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good, Nick. Thank you very much. So with the Bluetooth thing, actually, I think if I was to pop a phone on the table, I'd be fine. I think it's when it's next to your body that's when it becomes an issue.
Right. Okay.
Which just is something you have to be aware of. But like I said, it's these are so small. I mean, for some people, they'll be like, oh. For me, I was cool. Like, put it in my right pocket. I was cool. I was fine. Not drop out. Any further away, like if it was like if I had like 2 layers of jacket on and had my hand wrapped around the phone and had it like next to my, like, I don't know, thigh, then yeah, maybe it wouldn't be so good. But I was cool with it, man. Some people moan about that stuff, but another great thing, Nick, for them is when I spoke about swimming with it on. Obviously, you can't swim with your phone next to you unless you have a special waterproof bag. These actually have 4 GB of internal memory storage on them anyway. So if they're not connected to your phone and you're just working out and you leave your phone, you can actually play tunes off them.
Okay, so you can have like a 4 GB gym playlist.
Yeah, you can have like 4 playlists. You just plug them in, crack on, and you're sorted, mate. It's perfect. It's
okay. That's a really good feature.
It's it's really, really nice. You get like 4 hours playtime out of it. It takes 90 minutes to charge. Here's another thing. I won't go bang on about it for too long, but the way you charge these motherfuckers is pretty fucking cool. They come in this little case, this little metal case, which is real high quality. They magnetically pop in like, and then you put the case in an aluminium shell, which is sturdy as fuck. But you charge the case that they come in, like the earbuds, and the case holds up to 4 charges for the earbuds. So yeah, so that's
just kind of like, it's kind of like the Bionic Bird that we spoke about, because you charge. It's almost like you charge an auxiliary thing, which then charges the main thing, but the auxiliary thing can has a capacity greater than the main thing. So it's great for portability because it means that you don't actually have to have a mains outlet to charge your main thing, which is great.
Exactly. So going out for like a weekend of gigs, like we might do sometimes, I've got to go like, for example, I don't know, Manchester and Birmingham. I'm not thinking, oh shit, like I need to charge my headphones. I'm thinking, you know what, if they lose a bit of charge, pop them in the case and they charge up nicely.
Yeah. You say it's 4 hours. 4 hours.
4 hours of playtime.
Okay, so I mean, a good way to kind of break this down is, say if you've got a long haul flight, even though you'll only get 4 hours of playtime out of the headphones, this is for people that want to use them for the whole flight or whatever. You can then charge them a bit more in the case whilst on the flight without having to have a mains outlet.
That's right. Take them out, pop them in the case, and the case has a battery indicator on it as well. Lets you know how much charge is in the case.
See, that's decent.
They're just packed full of technology. Like, I think the impressive thing for me is not just all the tech. It's the fact that they've crammed it into 2 things that are, like I said, they're the size of your thumb. They squeeze in your ear.
Nipples.
Size of nipples, and they fit in your ear. So that's the Braggy Dash. There's another version that they've got, which is just called the headphone, which hasn't got like the waterproof ability. It hasn't got the touch controls. Got button controls. A little bit longer battery time, 6 hours. Same sort of charge time. It's pretty cool, man. Like it's got less of the features like the sensors and stuff like that, like the gyroscope stuff. But I'm really excited to see how these headsets move forward, because it's all about sound quality and whoops, just dropped a coin on the floor. It's all about sound quality, and it's all about sort of bringing all the tech that you've had in the past and sort of just making sure that you get the same sort of quality in this wireless environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I kind of want headphones to get to a point where I put them in at the start of the day and just take them out at night before I go to bed.
But it's also like, what people have to realize, because there's this wave of people that are berating Apple and fighting against the iPhone 7 because they're like, piss off, I don't want to buy new headphones, blah, 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 which I do get, because, they're expensive, man. Let's not pretend that they're not cheap. But at the same time, unfortunately for all those people, Apple dictate the market so much. Like, it is incredible. You will see, based on this iPhone 7 happening and Apple saying we're done with the headphone jack, you'll see everyone at like all the other companies, it will start happening with them as well. They'll start ditching the headphone jack, and any new headphones that come out will all be, they'll all have a wireless option, because Apple is so powerful. Everybody's got an iPhone, man. It's crazy. I know, some people have Android or Samsung, but based on what Samsung are going through at the moment, more and more people are probably going to have an iPhone soon. Like, yeah.
Sorry, bro. I don't know about you, but my WhatsApp's been lit with loads of memes about this sort of shit. But what about the Samsung blowing up and then having crazy. To call the Note 7?
Yeah.
Nick, what's your Bluetooth experience been like with the Beats though? Like, you've got over the head headphones which aren't like the in-ear buds. They're a lot bigger, so I'm presuming the sound quality is going to be different with these, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, amazing set of headphones. Like, I'm really, really happy with them. One of the things that's been a letdown for me, or the only downside, because there's not that many downsides to me, because you get 12 hours of playback, which is massive. Yeah. From a charge. You get 12 hours of playback. They don't take that long to charge. You do need a mains outlet to charge them, though, obviously. But the main downside for me is how much they bleed what you're listening to. Like it's just a massive issue because the kind of noise cancelling. So, you know, for you blocking out what is around you is really, really good. You press a button on the side of the headphone and then it plays like a little jingle, and then like you can hear the noise cancelling happen. Like it's really, really good. But the amount they bleed, I didn't realise how much until I was sitting on the tube listening to West Coast gangster rap, and then some old sour-faced lady started looking at me like, what?
And you're listening to Tupac, that's why I fucked your bitch.
Yeah, I was just listening to like the most raw West Coast gangster rap, savage shit, you know what I mean? Like, this old woman was just like scarred. But yeah, that's a bit of a shame, because other than that, like, I'm rating these headphones so highly. They're really, really, really good.
What model are they again? Just so we...
Yeah, they're the new Beats Studio.
Beats Studio ones.
Yeah, Beats Studio wireless. Yeah. Just like super good, man. Like I was listening to music on a plane, couldn't hear the engine. On the tube, which is quite loud. The tube you still hear a little bit because it's mad loud when you're on the tube, but like not that much. The only other downside worth mentioning, or the only other thing that I didn't realise, because why would anybody know this, is when I've been using in-ears, like in-ear headphones on planes. Back in the day, they used to get funny about you having any headphones on when it was taking off or landing. They used to be like, remember, take out your headphones, blah, 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 which personally I never understood anyway. But like new regulations came in not that long ago, and it's cool for you to listen to music or have plugged in headphones on when you're taking off and landing. But with the Beats headphones or any over-ear headphones which are big, they actually still tell you during the takeoff and landing to take them off.
Why?
Which I didn't realise. Yeah, exactly. I honestly do not get it, but I flew to Belfast last week to do some filming. And when I was on the plane, just before we took off, when I went in the morning, the woman tapped me on the shoulder and she was like, "Oh, you have to take them off." And then when it was just about to land, they do the announcement or whatever, and the dude was like, "Oh, if you've got any bigger style headphones, you have to take them off." And I'm just a little bit like, it's the fucking same thing. What's wrong with you people? Like, it's so stupid, so over the top.
That's a big deal, though. You know, if you're traveling a lot and you want to get headphones, it's a deal breaker, isn't it? So
I was so surprised, bro. Yeah. Like, I don't get. I almost feel like it's like airlines being fucking over the top and like really annoying. But like, it is really stupid. Like, because surely it doesn't make that much difference. Like, it doesn't matter what you're listening on. Like,
yeah. Maybe it's you're more likely to listen to gangster rap and
when you got beats on,
and it'll get people shook. So maybe that's why, you know.
Yeah, this is true.
Alert. Someone was listening to something like, "I'm gonna blow you the fuck up," and they're like, terrorist alert.
Maybe the stewardess that told me to take them off was sitting next to me on the tube the day before.
Yeah, it's you. It's your fucking fault. Yeah, you messed up for everyone. So yeah, that's our wireless headphone experience. Needless to say, when the Apple ones come out, one of us are going to end up trying it. Or, you know what I mean? When I present it, we're going to end up getting our hands on them, and we'll see what they're like. Because that's going to be the next thing that everyone's comparing stuff to, isn't it? And
of course.
And while we're talking about it, can I just say, you know the standard wired Apple ones that you get? Yeah?
Yeah.
I like to think I have a good ear for sound. They're not that bad, you know? For in-ear headphones, I think they're all right. Some people...
They're all right, but the bleed is like... The bleed from them is probably the worst bleed I've ever heard.
Oh shit, you fucking serious, bruv?
Like one of the worst, like literally anyone that you see on the next time you're on the tube, right, and you're not listening to anything, which is probably quite rare, but next time you're on the train and you're not listening to anything, look for anyone that's that's got like white wires going into their ears and go and stand near them. Like, shit. It is crazy.
Nick, maybe it's my fault as well, man. No, it's not, but bruv, man, I always listen to loud stuff. Like, and sometimes on a train, I'm listening to the most fucked up. I'm listening to Eminem.
You're watching porn. That's what you're saying, right?
Sometimes I may be watching. I'm fucked. Fuck's sake. I had no idea. Oh, shit. The stuff that I've been listening to. Fucking hell.
Yeah, the bleed is real.
Mad. If you're listening to this and you're sitting next to someone, out to kill an hour on the podcast, that please. Cheers.
Yeah. We've just doubled our audience.
Yes. Nice. So yeah, that was all the headphone situation. So from a bit of Bluetooth technology here in our ears to a bit of Bluetooth technology in a box, Nick. Pizza Hut restaurants, we have to say, brought some technology over to the How to Kill an Hour studios, didn't they, Nick?
Yeah, they swung by and they brought basically the pizza box, which turns into a Serato controller or DJ controller is probably better because it's not just Serato. And it's quite cool. It's quite a cool concept, actually. So it's technology that's printed onto the box. There's a little chip as well that goes in the box. It's worth mentioning, and I don't mean a chip that you eat, a computer chip, which is which is attached to the box, which is obviously, the technology is processed in that chip, and also obviously it's got housed the Bluetooth technology as well. And then, you can basically control your music. You can control your DJ software using a pizza box.
Sick. And when we saw this, I kind of was like, yeah, this ain't really a thing. It's just one of those viral videos. It doesn't exist. And that's kind of where we got into the conversation with Pizza Hut. Shout out to, I think she doesn't want to be named, the person.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I don't even know if we're supposed to be saying that we shouldn't name her, but I've said it. Oh, well. But somebody brought it along to the office. Very nice person, part of Pizza Hut restaurant crew, and plugged it in for us and showed us. And I mean, what were your thoughts on it, Nick? I mean, at first I was like, nah, there's no way this is gonna work. There's no way this is gonna work. And then she plugged it in and it started playing the tune.
Yeah, I mean, my original thoughts were that, she wasn't the most amazing DJ in the world.
Yeah, sorry, darling. Yeah, the tunes.
Yeah, but to be fair, that wasn't her job, and I'm just joking. But my original thoughts, because I've seen the video that's floating around on social media, and I was like, the problem with things like this is you don't know how much camera trickery and editing and stuff like that is going into these things. You never know. Because you're watching it online, so until you get your hands on it to have an actual go, you're always going to be wondering. The experience in real life for me, it's interesting because I feel like there's a lot of promise there. It could be something that is amazing. It could be something that's like, wow, look at this. But my gut feeling is one of, what would you actually use this for? Obviously it sounds like a stupid question because you know what it's for. It's a controller to control your DJ software, and it's a pizza box. So it's like, wow. But basically what I'm getting at is, do you think it's more than just a novelty? Oh, look at me, I'm DJing with a pizza box. Are people actually going to go, oh, instead of buying that £200 DJ controller, I'll just use this pizza box? Are they really going to do that? I'm a bit skeptical.
You know what? That's a good point. And I think it is a great idea. And the fact that Pizza Hut restaurants are giving them away was something that I'll be like, yeah, you know what? It probably made me want to, get the pizza DJ decks on the go, as well as getting myself some stuffed crust and pepperoni. But I think for me, yeah, I was like, this is good technology. Like, it's good. It's amazing that they can have something that can control DJ software via Bluetooth that is absolutely, something that we've never ever seen anyone have technology that's that small. Literally, me and Nick aren't fucking around. It was an actual pizza box opened up and decks were painted on it, and you touch the decks and it would like rewind the decks. It would like move faders and stuff on the mixer. So what I was thinking is where can this be used in the future?
Right.
Like, where can this tech be used? Does this mean that touchscreen is going to become a totally different thing, or not even that? Are physical controls going to become a thing where, like in Star Trek, everything's just flat and they always seem to be touching flat screens?
Yeah.
I was thinking, are we moving in that direction now? Like, Is driving a
Potentially,
car going to be something like we just touch stuff like these physical things and move them up and down and move them around?
It could be like a cheap way of, or a cheaper way of, you know how like when iPads first came out, there was this real obsession with like, oh, let's use the iPad, let's like put iPads into the wall and you can use them to turn the lights on and off and blah blah blah. Like, it could be a cheaper way of doing stuff like that, because it seems massively wasteful to put a tablet into the wall. Do you know what I mean? And its only purpose is to turn on the lights in your flat. Like, whereas this, you know, if you were to put you know, this ink technology, which is basically how it works, right? It's Bluetooth, and then the ink is like, I mean, I'm not the most clued up on the tech, but
conductive ink.
It basically can fill when you're touching it. You know, you could literally get like a strip of wallpaper that's got this shit printed on it, and then bang, job done.
So maybe that's interesting. That's the use. I think that we could see it. That's a sort of real use. I mean, it was a fun thing. I had a great bit of fun with it. I'd be impressed if I was at like a Pizza Hut tent in at a festival and I saw a guy DJing on one. Shout out to Vector and
the problem is
who in like the original promo video.
The one that we used as well. It wasn't. Like, the thing is with DJing, right, is because, like you say, really, really cool concept. The thing with DJing is like everything's got to be like bang on when it comes to touch responsiveness. Because it's like, you know, you're DJing, you're like, things have got to be in time. They've got to like, you know, they've got to play as soon as you press play. Like, and you know, people might be listening to this that aren't DJs and they're thinking, oh, you guys are being well over the top. You're just playing music. But actually, when you're beat matching and you're getting, you know, music to play in time with another piece of music, it's got to be bang on. And it wasn't responsive enough. For you. It's like, put it this way, I wouldn't feel comfortable playing out in a club with it.
Nah. It's more for a bit of novelty, a bit of a laugh. That sort of stuff.
Like you say, the tech, like there's massive potential there for it to be used for you know, other things in daily life.
Exactly. And actually, to go into your analogy, the way DJs are with their kit and stuff. Imagine, you know, when you get in another car and the brakes are a little bit different. Takes a little bit of time getting used to. Imagine somebody changing the brakes every time you had to stop.
Exactly.
That's what it's like going on to different kit. That's why you've got to be so facetious about making, you know, that's why DJs are like that. They like their stuff how they like it. So that was that. The Pizza Hut restaurant DJ pizza box. Sick. What else have you been killing some time?
Didn't come with any pizza though. That was
that's where you lose points. Downside. You fucked up. That was a fuck up. I was a little bit upset with that. You know,
we were sitting there thinking pizza any minute now.
Yeah, I was like, Nick, what pizza do you think it's going to be? Do you think it'll be something like, you know, half and half veg, half meat, just in case some of us are veggie? You know what I mean? Is it going to be stuffed crust, that sort of stuff? No, no pizza. So yeah, a little bit upset with that. So next, Nick, the Move is something I got. It's, you know, you got your Apple Watch, and I told you before, Nick's got an Apple Watch. I'm skeptical about wearables because I'm getting a bit upset with having to charge extra things. At this moment in time, I've got to charge my braggy headphones now that we've been trying out. I've got to charge my iPhone. I've now, you know, if I had an Apple Watch, I'd probably be like pissed off because I've got to charge everything. But this wearable came through. It's called the Move Now, is the version that we tried out, Move Now. And I like my health and fitness. Nick, you also like your health and fitness, right?
Yep.
So the Move Now is a wearable sports fitness band, kind of like the Fitbit or the Apple Watch. But what makes this one unique is that it's a multi-sport wearable coach, and it also talks to you as you work out. So how it works is it connects to an app on the phone, and the app communicates with the Move and talks to you as you do stuff like run. It can tell you to land a bit softer because you can wear it around your ankle. It helps you to sort of for me with the running, it was telling me that I was basically running and hitting the ground too hard with my big ass self. And also when you're doing other sports as well, like, you know, it's got like workouts for, like, you know, it's like, how do I put it? It's like boxer size. It's the best way to put it. And it helps you measure like step length and stuff like that, stride length, and it kind of gives you like another level of information. If you currently have a fitness app in your phone, it just says you have run 1 mile in so-and-so time. This actually adds in extra stuff like, you need to land a bit softer.
Yeah. So it's basically like a personal trainer on your wrist or your ankle.
It is indeed. And I was very skeptical, Nick. I was like, I don't need someone in my ear telling me how to run. You're going to piss me off. It's the reason I like going to the gym and not going to classes, because I don't want to drop and give you 10 more. Yeah. I want to do 9, because I know when I've done 9, I've given it my best. And to be fair, I don't want to pay someone to shout at me. Yeah. But with that being said, I found it quite informative. In fact, it picks up much more data than that. One of the most interesting things I like about it, Nick, is it actually tracks your sleep. I'm not a great sleeper because it tracks your movement and it can tell whether you're having a really good rested sleep or an unrested sleep, and it shows you the percentages of, like, you're supposed to like have 30 to 50% good restorative sleep. So if you go to bed for 8 hours, you're supposed to have 4 of those are meant to be really deep restorative hours of sleep. And it's made me realize I'm not always getting that amount of sleep. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not, but it's like I can start to actually strategically pick apart where I'm sleeping, what pillows I'm using. Did I have the window open? Did I have it closed? I've started doing that to see how it affects my sleep. And I swear to God, Nick, I'm slowly building up my restorative sleep and I'm getting less sort of dips in my sleep. It's crazy, mate. I know it sounds so silly. Like, I'm someone who hates this sort of Fitbit stuff, but every day, I just tap it, connect it to the app, it downloads all the information, I have a little look at my sleep.
Do you have to wear it when you're in bed though?
Yeah, I wear it all the time. And it's pretty low profile. It's waterproof. Shower with it on, leave it on, doesn't smell.
Is it annoying though? Because like, I don't like having like things on me when I sleep. Like, that's not me saying I sleep naked.
You sleep naked? Nah, you sleep balls out.
I got PJs, bro. Man's got PJs out here. But like, what I mean is, I don't sleep. I've got an Apple Watch anyway, so I need to charge it when I'm sleeping. But like, I wear rings and I don't sleep with my rings on, like shit like that. Like, I like feeling a bit free when man's asleep. Like, and now you have to sleep with this thing strapped to you. And also, the only thing that I will say about it is, there's already apps that can do this, isn't there? There's a Sleep Cycle, which is an app that, if you put your phone in bed with you and then leave the app running, it will track kind of when you're in a deep sleep and shit like that, and you don't have to wear stuff. But then again, I do question how accurate that is. Obviously, something you're wearing surely is more accurate.
Exactly. I mean, this gives you a lot more information than if a phone was next to you. And I've actually done a proper sleep study before. And yeah, all right, this hasn't got the same amount of information as when they've got like 50 million electrodes connected to your face, and arms and legs and stuff like that. But this is much less intrusive than having a phone next to you or in bed with you. And I
sleep with my phone every night, bro.
Really?
Yeah, that's where my charger is, man. My phone's just in the bed with me.
Wow. Nah, mate. I'll end up smashing the screen. I'm that heavy. But
where do you put your phone in when you sleep?
I've got a little bedside table.
Okay, but it's in the room next to you, is what I mean. It's like,
yeah, I thought you meant in bed. Like, it's in bed.
No, mine is in bed with me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but yours is, what I mean is you can still use yours when you're in bed.
Yes, indeed.
I thought you were one of those weirdos that leaves it in the living room. Like these weirdos that are like, oh yeah, I'm putting my phone on charge and then I go to bed. I don't take my phone to bed with me. Who are these weirdos? Who can do that? I can't do that. Yeah. I start feeling like separation anxiety if I ain't got my phone, bro.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I've tried not to be a scroller, late night scroller, because that keeps you awake as well, doesn't it? But we all have a little scroll once.
Can't help it. Can't help. You
see what's trending joining the 4 o'clock gang.
Listen, you can't pretend, right, that the last and first things you do every day are check your phone. People that say they don't are liars.
You got to check your phone, hit the timelines, refresh, see if there's any quick morning likes before you get out and about.
It's what everybody does. It's just, you know what, I feel like people pretend that they don't because they want to be different to what everyone else is, but it's just the way of the world now, man. Like,
exactly.
Like, you got to look at it like back in the day, the first thing people would do is switch on the TV to see what the news is in the morning, or switch on the radio before that to see what the news was in it. Like,
exactly.
People just look at their timelines now, man.
Exactly. It's what we do. Come on, we're just being human.
Yeah,
just being human. So yeah, man, that was the move. And to be fair, simple idea, great thing. And one of the things I love about it as well, Nick, I don't have to fucking charge it. I don't have to charge it, bruv. The battery lasts for like 6 months.
What?
For one little is like a little.
Crazy.
So it picks up all this information. It just sits there. You tap it once to connect it to your phone. All the data's on your phone. Download
that's
it.
good.
It's just simple, and I think that is when we can start getting battery life like that into other stuff. Like imagine that charging your watch.
My Apple Watch is every night, bruv.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
It's like that. That's what it's a bit peak. Like if you go away for the night or whatever and you forget your charger, you're fucked. Your watch will run out of battery. Simple as that. And then it is literally it's pointless when it's out of battery. It's not like you can operate it in like a dormant state where you can just like have it just tell the time. When it runs out of battery, it's like your iPhone and just becomes completely pointless.
See, we need to develop something that can just hold charge. I think just a quick future gaze. I think it's going to be a point now where there's a universal charging plate that everything just gets thrown on and charges with wireless.
Well, yeah, that has to happen, man.
Big ass plate.
The fact that hasn't happened already, because that's not difficult to develop. The only reason that hasn't happened already is greed. Like, because that should happen already, because it's fucking stupid. Like, for example, great example for you, like you go to the airport and you're about to get on a flight and like everyone is trying to fucking find a plug, or they've got those little charging stations, but they're like everyone's already using them and you can't get to them. If everyone just had like charging plate technology and it was the same for whatever brand of phone you had, you could just chuck your phone on it and like you know what I mean, job done. Like, but the reason they don't do it is greed, man. They developed it. Like, think how much money Apple, especially, I hope Apple hear this, you lot are fucking making so much money out of all of us because your chargers are flimsy and break every 5 seconds. Like, you got to buy a new charger.
I can't wait for them to have just a little bedside table. The whole of the top of the table charges your phone. Yeah. Charges your watch, charges everything. You just throw it all on there charged. The
problem is it'll be thousands to buy it.
At the moment, At the moment. Hopefully, eventually we'll get there, man.
Eventually, when it comes down in price and you can buy them in Lidl, us lot will be sorted.
Sorted! Yeah. Yes.
Lidl is so random though, bruv, isn't it? You've ever bopped through Lidl? It's like, obviously you got two cucumbers over there, some sauce that you've never heard of over there.
Ginger nut biscuits on offer. Mad, weird offers,
Yeah, but it's like brands that you've never heard of, obviously. And then like, all of a sudden, you'll see in the middle, special offer. You can buy these Workman Builder boots. It's like they just sell the most random shit. I don't understand it.
I love it. I actually love
bizarre. It's like it's the only shop you can go to where you can come out of a weekly shop and, open your own business being a fucking handyman the next day.
I love it because sometimes there's stuff in there that you don't realize you need, Nick. Like, what if I actually need socks that go over each of my toes like gloves? What if I actually need those, Nick?
Yeah. What if one day you're going, do you know what would be really handy today? Socks that separate all of my toes.
Yeah.
Oh, I really wish I had a pair. Hang on.
Stuff like that.
So stupid.
Of course, stuff like that. Like, what else is it? Like, a hat with headphones in it. A woolly hat with headphones in it. Stuff like that. I love that sort of stuff, man. A charger. A fan that plugs into the bottom of your phone. That only works.
Are you sure you're not developing products for them? Sounds like you are. Sounds like you're cutting yourself a little deal.
My little side hustle. But anyway, Nick, we've spoken for ages, man. I mean, there's more stuff to talk about, but I think we're gonna have to wrap this episode right here. And that question that we said we were gonna answer, we might just have to answer that in the next episode.
Oh my God! Look at that cliffhanger. Music.
Yeah. In the meantime, if you want to squeeze a question in and see if it makes it to that episode, just go to howtokillanhour.com and there's something that says leave us a voicemail. It works on your phone, computer, whatever. You can leave us a voicemail and ask us a question, man. It can be about
that guy, if he's listened to this whole episode to hear his question get answered, he is pissed right now. Believe he's like, I'm not listening to these fuckers anymore. He's throwing his headphones down like these fucking dicks. And you listen to this whole episode, them chatting shit, and they didn't even answer my question. Fuck these guys. If it was me, I wouldn't listen to us again.
It's worse than a tease. It's just a straight dick move.
This is blue balls to the maximum.
It's a straight dick move that we've done. With that being said, there's plenty of ways to kill an hour out there.
You just killed one with us. Safe.
Later on.